Welcome to Enchanted Lore. 'Tis the season of giving gifts and spending time with the family. Now, we have curated a list of ideas to help get the right gift for the role player in your life. Whether this person's love language is receiving gifts or for those that simply enjoy quality time. Let's begin. The first one that we have on the list is participating in a one-shot with this individual. And this would obviously fall in line for those that wish to have quality time. Now, this idea is very low cost and it is relatively easy to do, especially if you can kind of understand the basics of role-playing. Now, there are many great resources that you could find on the internet for free one-shot ideas, whether it is something official, such as Pathfinder's Weeby Goblins, or some of the stuff from many different independent creators. Now, going along this thought process, you could take it a step further, and that's where if you have the time, you could actually surprise them with your own one-shot that you create, to where then you can help lead them through this adventure of a creation of your own. Now, the next idea that we have on the list is where you can have an art piece commissioned of their favorite D&D character. Perhaps they've gone on week after week after their sessions talking about how their brooding, anti-paladin has gone on this quest and has gone against and fought this other evil creature or whatever. Or perhaps they play some friendly bard. Whatever of the sorts. Perhaps you could find what is the image that they're using, which for a lot of us, is something we just get off the internet. But you can take their idea and bring it to life by commissioning and having an artist do the work and bring this character. Now, fair warning, this can actually be a costly and a little bit of a time-consuming gift, depending upon the artist's skill and upon their queue. Especially with the holiday seasons, their queue may be filled. But if you are watching this video at another time of the year, it is very reasonable to expect that it might take the artist several weeks, potentially a month, to complete your requested artwork. Now, as for price, there's a large range depending on the artist's skill, the amount of detail. So it could go from $200 to about $500. And this will be effective if you want something like only focusing on portrait, or if you want a half body or a full body, a piece of the character. Now, alternatives I've seen is where an individual has gotten a miniature of the player's character. And we've seen people do this using with sites like Hero Forge, and where they are able to bring the character that they play with to life as a little mini. Now, once again, prices for this is going to vary, where I've seen where it could be as low as $20 and going up. And it's all dependent upon the material, such as which quality of plastic you want, if it's metal, or if it's pre-painted or not. Right? And once again, if you yourself are an artist, maybe you could do something of the sorts of your own. Maybe you draw and bring the character to life. Feel inspired and emboldened by creating this gift. Another creative way I've seen to give a gift that's in line with this thought is where an individual went and created a song, like a theme song for their character, in which they told the story through lyrics of the adventures that they have gone. So, another idea is perhaps you have someone who simply loves tabletop RPGs and their shelves are full of different campaign books or monster manuals and stuff. Well, if they are a fan of D&D 5e, then we would recommend seeing if they have the Curse of Strahd. This is a module that is highly recommended by the community. Alternatively, if They are more interested in indie publishers and indie content creators. There are plenty of books out there, such as Enchanted Lore, or Grim Hollow, or even books made by Esper the Bard. A more resourceful or useful gift idea is maybe where you provide a subscription to their favorite tabletop RPG tools or resource that they're using. For example, I've seen where people gift, giving the paid subscriptions for D&D Beyond or Roll20 to allow them access to certain things that they couldn't get with the free version. And then finally, the last idea that we would recommend is if you see that the role player in your life enjoys dressing up and going to Ren fairs, then perhaps you could find, pieces of garments or trinkets or stuff that can be inspired by their RP adventures. You could get like a dice bag or a mug or maybe just a little box, right? So these are all fun little things that they would enjoy. In conclusion, we hope this helps you find the right gift for the role player in your life. That's it for today, and thank you for watching.